Our final Friday fantasy football fix. We talk about the tight end position. And we talk about one guy to start, one guy to sit. You know how we do it here on the Roundup. And our first guy is playing again. He'll be the starter again. He's a rookie because the starter, the veteran guy, will be injured most likely. If the veteran guy is playing, then I'd say don't start this man. But this guy is Austin Hooper, tight end for the Atlanta Falcons. And it's said that Jacob Tamme is going to be out again this weekend. Dan Quinn said most likely he'll be out. So the youngster will be starting in place of Jacob Tamme once again. And last week when he started for Jacob Tamme, he did rather well. 3 catches, 46 yards, and a touchdown against the Bucks. He's a young, athletic guy. A lot of those guys like him. It looks like Matt Ryan likes to throw to him when he's had an opportunity. And more teams are aiming to take away Julio Jones and what he can do deep down the field. So in my estimation, that's going to leave the middle of the field pretty open for one-on-one matchups for not Jacob Tamme, but for Austin Hooper, because he's going to be able to take advantage of that. I think if he gets one of those in the red zone, that's somewhere where, hey, the defense can kind of forget about Austin Hooper because they're so focused on a Mohamed Sanu, a Julio Jones, and the like, that they forget about a guy like Austin Hooper, and he scores himself a touchdown this weekend against a juicy matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's get you to the sit-em now. And the guy that we're looking at sitting has been rather ineffective lately. He used to be a big-time playmaker in Denver. With that prolific offense, he's come to this offense in Jacksonville and hasn't produced. That's Julius Thomas. And Julius Thomas, he's got that tough matchup like we talked about with Blake Bortles earlier in the quarterback segment against a rested Houston defense. And get this, Julius Thomas, since week 2, hasn't received more than 30 yards in any game. He hasn't had more than 30 yards receiving in any single game except, since week 2. So you add that in, and then you look at Houston, what they're doing against tight ends. They're holding tight ends to less than 35 yards receiving in 6 of the 8 games that they played, and only 1 tight end has scored against them this season. So things don't look good for Blake Bortles or Julius Thomas. I'm not counting on either of them to have big games this week. So I'm starting Austin Hooper for the Falcons, and I'm sitting Julius Thomas for the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's going to do it for our Friday Fantasy Football Fix.